Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Rainmaking Time. This is Kim Greenhouse. Many of us are fascinated with cooking. How many times are we watching cooking shows on television, trying to figure out the latest dishes, the healthy dishes, dishes that invigorate our lives? We have Ruth Milstein here today, the author of Cooking with Love, Ventures into New Israeli Cuisine. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, New Israeli cuisine is a Mediterranean texture. It's a Mediterranean flavor. It's a Mediterranean culture. But who is better to tell us about this but Ruth Milstein? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ruth Milstein to It's Rainmaking Time.
Thank you, Kim.
I know myself, I've been hooked on these cooking shows and watching all these different dishes get done in a fast amount of time. But you've been inspired by your mother and taught the basics of how to cook and really how to put things together with love. Love is really the inspiration for your work and your book, but it's the real deal. These dishes are delectable. In fact, I almost ate your book when I got it. Talk to us a little bit about you. Share with us your background and what brought you to creating this book, Cooking with Love, and working on new books and new ventures.
I was born and raised in Israel, and I graduated from Tel Aviv University, earning a master's degree in art and journalism. And while I was a student, I was traveling around the world, mostly Europe and United States, and other type of food start interest me. But the basic with the food, it's my childhood and my mother. She encouraged me, along with my curiosity, how to cook and what the food for and how it come from piece of meat or chicken or fruit or vegetable, what we see on the table. And I used to ask her a question, and she used to explain to me, and I like it. I loved it. I love to cook. I love to cook and to use the creativity of mixing unusual combination of ingredients. I like to I like to experiment with the food ingredients in development new recipes from accepted standards, like mixing chicken with fruit and nuts, roast beef with orange. So it didn't sound right, but once you make it, which is easy to make it, you're going to have a lot of friends.
You have called this new Israeli cuisine Mediterranean cuisine. Explain why you call it that.
In Israel, in Mediterranean country, they eat healthy. Healthy, it means fresh fruit, fresh vegetable, olive oil, and olives, and of course they drink a glass of wine once a while, and the meat and a little of fish, meat and chicken, everything is fresh. They don't buy packages. I don't buy packages. I go to the butcher. I never buy packages. I never buy from supermarket. Everything has to be fresh. I don't care about the expiration date. They change it. When I go to the butcher, I ask him to trim the fat. So instead of animal fat, I use olive oil. I want to make hamburger. I take a chunk of meat. I ask the butcher to slice it, to grind it, and without any animal fat. And I add another 1 tablespoon of olive oil. It's healthy and it's not animal fat.
Olive oil is really big in Israel, isn't it?
It's big over here. Now it's coming over here also. I see a lot of olive oil.
It's recently became big in the United States, but it's really been
in the market everywhere, and people pick it up. I use a lot of spices and herbs. This is what we use in Israel, Mediterranean country. Even here, a lot of spice and herb, which are always on hand in my kitchen and available all year round in every market today. Fresh one.
What kind of herbs? Give us an example.
Thyme, sage, rosemary, bay leaf. Everything is available all year round in every market. And always I keep also dried one. If I run out dried one, it's okay. And it's for every 1 teaspoon of fresh, use 1/3 teaspoon of dried. If you don't have fresh one, use a lot of cinnamon, olive, garlic, ginger. It's so healthy, ginger.
There's a lot of great cooks and people that have interesting recipes, but they all don't get a publishing deal with Tate Publishing and Enterprises. How did you get your book deal?
When book was ready, I sent it to Tate Publishing. It was my first book that I sent to any publisher. No agent, nothing. And after a month, I got the contract. And she wrote me a very nice letter. She went to the book, and she made the last recipe. And she wrote me a nice letter. She wrote there, I made it, yummy, yummy. And she sent me the contract.
I want to know now what the last recipe is. The book's in front of me.
What that she made, my last recipe, it's mayonnaise substitute, which I have two.
Oh, I see it. Mayonnaise substitute. Okay.
Yes. It's easy. And she said she didn't know. After when I spoke to her, she said she didn't. There is no. It tastes the same, no difference. And I have two mayonnaise substitutes. One made from yogurt, one made from tofu, for people that keep kosher. So one made from tofu.
Explain what kosher is. I happen to be Jewish. A lot of people know it as an expression, but they don't know what it literally means. Explain it.
Kosher is basically the preparation of food. How to prepare the food. Kosher people don't eat pork and shellfish. They eat seafood, fish, but not shellfish, and they don't mix dairy with meat.
Can you explain why?
Why? Because to digest the dairy, you need like half hour, and for the meat, you need like 3-4 hours. So you have to wait like 6 hours between.
And the purpose of that is what for our listeners?
Health. If you eat meat and after you eat dairy, the dairy is going to go through the meat, and it's not healthy.
Okay.
And this is a law from 4,000 years ago.
Absolutely. And what about that law? Can you just share with us something about it? What is its purpose?
What?
The law of kosher. There is a spiritual purpose, isn't there?
Love kosher? Kosher, the meaning, the word is clean.
Right.
It's clean. They kill the animal different. Non-kosher is with the injection, they slaughter, so all the blood will go out, and it's healthier. The rabbi check the chicken or the cow if there is no bruises, no scratches, no broken bones. This part of the kosher also.
I notice you love sharing with people to use sesame seeds. What is it that you like about the sesame seeds?
Sesame seed, it's very healthy. First of all, it's very healthy. The fat in sesame is very healthy for us. And I use it as a salad dressing. I mix a little bit sesame. I grind it with a little bit ginger. And it's fine. I'm fine with that. But I use sesame seed as a salt substitute, which I make it this week. 8 teaspoons of sesame. Just a little bit saute it, roast it, toast it a little bit for a few seconds, grind it with 1 teaspoon of salt, and you have salt. It tastes exactly like salt.
Interesting. And of course we know that any type of sea salt that's real sea salt.
At all in the house.
Right.
Only this one. And nobody knows the difference.
Interesting.
And it's healthy. Mayonnaise, we know all of us what in mayonnaise. There is mayonnaise substitute. Chicken liver. Everybody loves chicken liver. I have 3 recipes for chicken liver from vegetable, no animals.
Are you really good at soups?
Soup is great. For me, soup is a meal because I like it hearty and thick.
Talk to us about your pasta dishes, one of your lamb dishes, something.
Lamb, everybody's scared from lamb. I don't know why. Lamb, you have just to trim the fat. If you trim the fat, they have very distinguished taste, and it's cooked very fast, and you cook it like every other meal, every other dish that you want. Pasta is very easy to make. You can just saute a little bit vegetable while the pasta is cooking, mix it, a little bit olive oil, and you have the carb, you have the vegetable, and you can saute a little bit chicken breast on the side, or you can add chicken breast on the top of it, and you have the meal. You have the protein, the veggie, and the starch.